Hello everybody, this is Marjorie. I was talking to one of my neighbours, right, they were walking by, and we're just talking about how nice it is that places are opening again, and the coffee shops and the cafes and the restaurants. And I says, I'll tell you one thing though, see when the restrictions started to lift, well, I was out there like a shot, because as you know, I'm a people person, I like to get out and about, you know, see what's out there. And I went to the fort, I went to Glasgow Fort, and I was feeling a wee bit dry, so I nipped into Starbucks, right? Into Starbucks, and I walks up to the counter and I'm reading, I mean, it's every kind of combination of coffee you can think of. And I'm looking at all the boards, right? And this lassie says, now, I mean, we're talking 2 seconds. I was standing at the counter for 2 seconds, and she goes, what can I get you? And I went, hold on a minute, hen, I'm no Rain Man, I'm no Forrest Gump. So I'm reading what they've got, and I says, oh, what do I fancy? So there's that much to choose for. And I says, I'll just have one of the wee depressos. So I got my wee depresso and I had that. I thought, oh my God, you just about need a mortgage to come into some of these places. I prefer to support the wee local places, you know, the wee cafes, all the wee family run places. So my friend Wilma phones me the other day and she says, I've not seen you for ages, Marjorie. Do you want to go to the wee cafe? You know, the wee cafe at the end of the road, the wee new one, the wee organic cafe. I says, oh, that would be lovely. So she says, right. So we met there. So I'm sitting, I've got a wee windy seat, right, and I'm sitting waiting for Wilma. Fat boy, 2 doors down. He comes wandering by and he spots me, right, and I'm trying to hide myself. But, you know, I'm not the kind of person that can really hide themselves, you know, because people see me. I mean, it's just people see me. So, and he comes, hello, darling, what are you having? I says, I'm having a wee depresso. I says, don't stand there too long because, you know, I only want the one depresso, didn't want another. So, just as that, Wilma arrives and she's walking in and she says, hello, Marjorie, how you doing? And she's looking at Fat Boy and she's like, now, I know your face for somewhere, it's ringing a bell. And I says, is it Quasimodo you're thinking about? Oh, Fat Boy, in a huff, he goes away, right? He goes away like a duck in a paddle, singing the national anthem on a Monday. So away he goes, right? So Wilma's like, how you getting on? I says, oh, great. How you, Wilma? You're all right? I've not seen you for ages for all these shenanigans. And she says, oh, I'm doing all right. So just as that, the lassie comes up and she says, what can I get you, ladies? And I says, can I ask you, see these wee cards on your table? It says that you do refills. How much are they? She says, oh, the refills are free. I says, oh, that's good. We'll have 2 of them. And I says, what do you fancy, Wilma? She says, oh, I fancy a frappa latte. So Wilma wanted a frappa latte and I fancied a wee mocha chocolate. And they put squishy cream and wee marshmallows, right? They look like wee marshmallows as if you put them in the washing machine and they've shrunk. They're awfully nice, and some hundreds and thousands and some chocolate swirls, and they put a wee flake in it, and I end up with cream all in my face. And I need a napkin, and I look as if I should be in a home. So I was sitting gabbing away and la 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 la, and she says to me, what a job I've had, and thank God you suggested that we meet here. I says, how? She says, well, remember the advice you gave me? And I says, I'm trying to cast my mind back. I'm like, advice? She says, I remember a few months ago I phoned you up and I said that, you know, me and my husband were having problems in the department. I says, oh, aye. Oh, no. She says, well, you know, he just couldn't get in the mood. And, you know, he'd lost his bidet. He'd lost his bidet and there was just there was nothing for it. And she says, remember you suggested that you crush up some Viagra. You know, I crush up some Viagra and put it in his coffee. And I says, aye. And I says, but you know, you crush up some Viagra, you put it in your man's coffee, and oh, it goes wild and it gets the passion. So she says, I tried that, right? I tried that after you tell me about it. So I gets up, I gets the coffees, I sneak the crushed Viagra into his cup, goes back to the table, sit down, there's your coffee, darling. So he's drinking his coffee. She says, well, within minutes, he rips his shirt open, he stands up and he goes, on that table, Wilma. I'm gonna take you now. And she says, oh, and she says, I was overcome with lust and we made love right there on the table. Coffee's going everywhere. I says, that's smashing. What's the problem with that? She says, well, I'll never be able to show my face in McDonald's again. Huh?